So my boyfriend of over a year now, for the past 7 months has had a whole nother girlfriend on the side, and I had absolutely no idea until yesterday. I also want to start out by saying I don't think anyone involved in this story deserves any ounce of privacy or respect from me. There's a lot of messed up things that happened, and if you didn't want me to talk about it, then you shouldn't have done it. Sorry, this is my story, this is my truth, and it's my right to talk about what happened to me, and I think it helps me in a way knowing that other people went through similar things, have similar stories as me, and ended up being okay. Because I'm not okay right now. Hopefully I will be, but yeah. So long story short, me and my boyfriend were long distance for a while. We just had our 1 year literally a week ago. Not even. And I guess apparently he has basically had a whole nother girlfriend on the side where he lived since June. And in the fall, I ended up actually moving closer to him, not where he lived, but we were seeing each other multiple times a month. Me going there, him coming to me. I never saw any red flags. I had his location, his passcode, his computer, password. He would never hide his phone in front of me. He would text in front of me, Snapchat. There was never an alarm bell in my head. There was never something that made me feel suspicious or anything. So that's why this is such a shock to me. So basically, I woke up yesterday morning to an email from this girl saying that she has been in a situationship with my now ex-boyfriend for the past 7 months, and she doesn't know who I am, but apparently she found my TikTok a month ago and then was saying that every time she asked about me, he was telling me that I was just a friend. So I guess she knew about me before her finding my TikTok. I don't know. So I ended up texting her, and I was like, wait, who are you? What's going on? I need proof. And then she proceeded to send me the proof that I asked for. I got a really intimate video of them in his bed, which, I asked for proof, but, I didn't need to see that, I guess. I got a lot of intimate detail about their love life and things like that, and sent me screenshots of their messages and pictures that they would send in messages, and a lot of the pictures that he would send her were pictures he would send to me of just his daily life. He also apparently hit on her at the gym and got her phone number the same week that he flew to New York to visit me and meet my family for the first time and spend the weekend with his family, me and him spending time with his family. I don't believe that she just got suspicious of me. I really respect her telling me. I don't exactly trust her. A lot of the things she was saying were not adding up. I don't know. I just had a really bad feeling about her, but also I don't want people being oh my god, you're not a girl's girl. It's 100% my now ex-boyfriend's fault. He was the one that fucked up. But yeah, apparently she would sleep over all the time. She met his roommates multiple times, met his friends, and I don't even know how that happened because I've met his roommates multiple times, and I've met his friends multiple times, and some of them even followed me on Instagram. So just the fact that they knew that this was happening is just got me really fucked up, because how are there so many people involved and almost let this happen to me? Sorry. She was also married and cheated on her husband with my now ex-boyfriend and left her husband for my ex-boyfriend. And she actually ended up from him. And she found out about when he was visiting me 2 weeks ago for my birthday and spending time with me, I guess. Yeah. She slept over whenever I wasn't there. He did things with her that, like, when I wasn't there. Like, she helped him move into his new apartment and decorate, even though I saw his apartment the day that he was moving in and left to go back home. So I guess it was like, hey girl, I don't know. To say I was like completely blindsided is literally an understatement. I had no idea. Like, I had no suspicions. Like, he was the perfect boyfriend. Like, we had a perfect relationship. Like, I was genuinely so in love with this man, and I thought we were gonna get married, and we made plans together. Like, I almost moved to be where he was in the fall, but I ended up moving to Denver instead, and like, thank God I didn't move there. Thank God I moved to Denver, because I don't even know what I would have done. I just don't understand how someone could do this to another person, and I would have never expected in a million years that he would have ever done this to me. Again, like, he was a perfect boyfriend. Obviously I called him and confronted him about it, and he didn't have anything to say. He didn't know why he did it. He just did, and he's a piece of shit. He doesn't have an explanation or anything, and that's my closure, I guess. Like, that's the only closure I'm gonna get. I'm never gonna get a reason why he did this, and I'm never gonna get an explanation. And I feel so fucking stupid crying on TikTok, but like, I genuinely don't know what else to do. Like, I don't know where to go from here. I feel like my whole entire life has like been thrown upside down, and I don't know what to do. So if anyone has been through something like this, please help me, because I don't know. I know it's like, if someone's gonna cheat if they want to cheat. Like, you can't blame yourself, but I just can't help but like sit here and be like, is it something that I wasn't giving you, or something that she had that I didn't? Like, I like truly cannot understand why this happened and why I have to go through this. I just feel like betrayed by so many different people. I don't feel like this girl reached out to me with like good intentions, and it was almost like, I don't know, it was like, it's just a lot of red flags. But I do appreciate her telling me, because I would have never known, and I genuinely don't understand how he got away with this for this long, and what his plan was, or why he would do this to me. And it also just is messing me up knowing that I was with someone that I genuinely didn't know, and like, I never expected that he had the capability of doing something like this, and that is horrifying to me, that I was with someone like this, sleeping with me, and then going back home just to go pick her up and bring her back home. Like, I don't know. Yeah, so sorry for crying on TikTok. I genuinely don't know what to do from here, so any advice would be great, and sorry if I piss people off by posting this, but I don't really care. I'm sick of being the bigger person, so whatever. Hi, so I just want to do a little update video and respond to this comment, because I've been thinking a lot over the past few days, and I have a lot of feelings and thoughts that I want to share. So clearly I'm feeling a little better today. I'm leaving my house. I'm going to see some friends. I was able to do my hair and do my makeup, so that's a step in the right direction. So I just want to basically say, a lot of people in my comments have been saying, like, that's why I'll never do long distance, or, you know, long distance never works, blah, 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 blah. Like, why didn't you check his phone? All that stuff. And let me make this so fucking clear. If a man wants to cheat, he's going to cheat, regardless if you are 1,000 miles away or living in his house and sleeping next to him in bed. So to say that that's why I'll never do long distance or long distance never works, I don't believe that long distance caused this. I think it is the person involved. And I think whether a long distance relationship works or not depends on the people in it and their mindset. And also, why didn't you check his phone? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not an insecure person. I'm sorry. I have never been an insecure person in my relationship. I am a trusting person to someone that I love. So what good would it have done me if I would have done a deep dive in his phone when 99.9% chance that he's deleting everything? Like, what would that have done me, you know? And again, he was super sneaky. He was super manipulative. So if I did look at his phone, do like a deep dive through everything on his phone, I probably wouldn't have found anything because he was deleting everything. I'm also not going to sit here and question myself, you know, why I trusted this man or why I loved this man. I don't think that's going to do me any good, and I don't regret it. I don't regret dating him, as fucked up as it sounds. I don't regret putting my trust in him, and I don't regret loving him because I think that shows who I am as a person. And I'm not going to be sorry about that, because I feel like if I also sit here and think about every little thing and, you know, just obsess over the thought that, like, nothing was real, this all was fake, I'm going to lose my mind. So I'm just going to mourn him and the guy that I thought that I knew and the guy that I loved. And unfortunately, that wasn't the real him. And that sucks because I loved that man and he was a great man. Unfortunately, that wasn't really him. And I don't feel bad about trusting him or loving him. That's just who I am as a person. And I'm not going to feel bad about that. And I'm not going to change that about myself. I do think if I would have found out about this sooner, I would have never moved to Denver because I would have been going through all of this. And I would have wanted to be close to family. So I honestly and truly think that this, I don't want to say like happened for a reason, but like there must be a reason that I had to move to Denver. And I found out about this when I did, because if I would have found out earlier, I wouldn't have probably moved. And for some reason, I needed to be in Denver. I'm obviously going to go to therapy and try to work through all of this because I don't want to become an insecure person. I don't want to be distrusting of others because that's not who I am as a person, and I don't want this situation to take away my kindness or like my softness. I want to stay the same because I am a kind person. I am a loving person. I have so much love to give, and I love that about myself. I'm gonna cry. And I don't want him to change that. I do think that he is a deeply, deeply insecure person, does not think very highly of themselves, and unfortunately has hurt a lot of people and has lied to a lot of people. And I really hope that one day he gets the help that he desperately needs. Like I can't help but almost feel bad for him in a way, as fucked up as that sounds, because that's a shitty way to live, and hurting people and lying to people is not a good way to live. And I do think that he's going to regret this for the rest of his life, and that's just something he has to live with. And I just honestly hope that one day he gets help and doesn't hurt more people in the future. But yeah, I am hopeful. Gonna go to therapy, hopefully do good things with my life, and I'm excited and I'm hopeful that someone in the future will be deserving of me and would be sick at the thought of ever doing this to me. And I have a lot of love to give, and I just hope that I find the right person that I can give all that love to. And I've been reading all your comments and messages, and I want to thank you all so much for all your sweet, kind words. I'm trying to get through everything. There's so many of them, but you guys have really helped me so much. It's insane, and I really don't think I would be sitting here looking like this if it wasn't for like all of your comments and messages. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I love you all. And yeah.
Hey y'all, story time that everybody's been waiting for. How I found out my boyfriend of 2 years was cheating on me for an entire year and had another girlfriend. So a lot of that goes into this story that I'm just not gonna tell in one video. Like, I would have to tell this over days, so I could tell that story later. I'm gonna skip to the actual day that this happened. So let me just backtrack. Like, me and my ex actually broke up in February because he did some really crazy foul shit. Like, it's a long story, y'all, but he told somebody all of my business, like all of my personal shit. He was wild. I should have just stopped speaking to him. I should have stopped speaking to him the day I met him. Like, we were working on things, but we were single, and I kind of told him, like, you know, what you did, you really betrayed me. Like, I don't know if a relationship is something that I want with you. Now, honestly, like, I'm just keep it a buck. Me and him were still entangled with each other, okay, but we were single, just to clear the air, since February. But we did have a discussion, and I told him, you know, if you are sleeping with somebody else or kicking it with somebody else, or, you know, doing things with whatever, if it's getting serious, you need to let me know so I can move accordingly and move on. I don't want to be entangled in anything, and that's out of respect for me. He was like, I'm not doing that, all I can think about is you, da 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 da, but same goes for you, let me know. So I was at his house. I had went out on Tuesday night, and I called him drunk, wanted him to pick me up, whatever. He came to So I was at his house, and I was woken up out my sleep, and basically he was like, get the fuck out of my house, like screaming, wilding, because he went through my phone, y'all. Now, just a little disclaimer, he didn't see nothing but me giving somebody my number and like one conversation I had with another guy. But like, I at no point during this, and y'all, honestly, I have no reason to lie now, I'm never gonna speak to that man again, I wasn't sleeping with nobody else. And the messages that he seen were like little, like, how's your day, like da da da, like it's little stuff like that, you know. And I was really confused in the moment because I'm like, we are single, so I don't even know why you're acting like this. But also, like, I'm not gonna, you know, just ignore your feelings because I still have feelings for him too. So I would probably feel some type of way too, whatever. That argument ended up being a really bad altercation, and it escalated really badly. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but the next morning we ended up talking about it and like in person, and I ended up in his car, my ex's car. So while I was in the car, he just likes to play victim a lot, and that shit was pissing me off because it's like, you're making me seem like some evil, dirty ass bitch for giving this man my number and talking to him for a day. But like, I haven't seen his phone in like a year, y'all. Like, he would not, I tell y'all, every time I try to get this phone, this man will not let me touch this fucking phone. And obviously I'm not a dumbass, but this day in particular, I had just had it because like, he will literally swallow that fucking phone before he lets me see it, but he's always in mine. And it's just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Mind you, he's also the type to always accuse me of cheating, y'all. I really did not be cheating on that man for real. I should have been, but I wasn't. So yeah, he went to go pick his daughter up from his baby mom's house, and he was like, when we get to my BM's house, you can see my phone, because I kept asking him for it. He was not trying to give it to me. He's like, I know who you are, you're gonna hit me, y'all. I was not gonna hit him. He already told me like, oh, when me and you aren't really talking, you know, I've had a couple conversations with girls, but it never really went nowhere. And I was like, okay, that's fine, just let me see. I did not believe him, y'all, and that's why I wanted to see so bad, because I'm like, if it was just that, you would show me. Hold on, y'all, I'm gonna make a part 2. How I found out my boyfriend of 2 years had another girlfriend for a year of our 2-year relationship. So basically, y'all, we get to his baby mama's house, and I'm like, give me the phone. Like, what's T? Give me the phone. He not trying to give me the phone, y'all. He's ducking me bad. Like, he's like, hold on. Then he's like, nah, bro. Like, I'll let you see it when we get to your house, because he was gonna drop me back off. So he gets his daughter, put his daughter in the car, whatever. Now we're driving, and now I'm starting to like bug up with him, but I didn't want to do too much because his daughter was in the car. So I'm like, give me the phone. He's not trying to give me the phone, y'all. It gets to a point where I'm asking over and over and over and over and over again, like repeatedly, like, let me see the phone, let me see the phone, can I have the phone please, like that. I'm getting irritated. So he's like, okay, well, I only went through your iMessages, so you can only go to my iMessages, like you can't go through nothing else. And I'm looking at him like, nigga, like, do I look like I was born yesterday? Like, no, when I get that phone, I'm gonna touch whatever I want. Give me the phone. I was asleep, you went through whatever you want to. That's all you could find anyway. There's nothing else in my phone for him to find. Oh God, right hand up to Jesus. Right hand up to Jesus. There's nothing else in my phone for him to find. So I'm sitting here like, boy, I'm not trying to hear none of that. Give me the phone. So he's like, you promise if I give you this phone, you're only gonna touch my iMessage? I'm like, yeah. Obviously I'm lying, because why do you don't want me to see it that bad? Like, what the fuck? So then I get the phone, y'all, he's driving, we're on the highway. I immediately click photos. He's literally about to crash the car trying to get this phone from me, y'all. I had a hoodie on. He pulling my hoodie by the neck part, like it's getting rough, whatever. So we're going back and forth. And basically, we just started tussling over this phone. He started acting crazy. I'll crash this car with everybody in it, like wilding. I'm like, dude, all this over a phone? Like, I'm starting to think like, damn, is he not cheating or something? Is it like, does he like boys or something? Like, what am I going to see in his phone? Because why are you acting like this? Like, I don't understand. So now we're tussling over the phone, whatever. We get to my house, y'all. When I say I wrestled with this man for 45 minutes over this phone. I looked at the clock in his car. It had been 45 minutes that we was sitting in that fucking car. He was not coming up off this phone, y'all. It got to the point he literally tried to put his phone in his boxers and up his ass. I'm not... God could strike me down if I'm lying, bro. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Like, nigga, whatever in this phone, I definitely got to see it now. I got to see. Finally end up getting the phone from him, and now I'm not giving it to him. We're like fighting in the car or whatever. He's driving around my parking lot, y'all. Like, and my apartment's the big ass, like, parking lot. He basically doing donuts. He not trying to slow the car down because he already knew as soon as you slow this car down, I'm hitting it, y'all. What? That motherfucker slowed the car down so he could hit a little turn. I jumped out his car barefoot, y'all. Barefoot, no coat on, no nothing. Had a hoodie on, some leggings on, some socks on, and that phone in my hand, y'all. I ran for my life towards my apartment building. In my building, like, you need a key fob to get in the outside door. You can't just open it, like, to the public. Like, you need something to get in there. So I knew as soon as I make it to that door and I get up in there, I'm good, because he can't chase me. You can't get in here without no key fob unless somebody lets you in. They're not going to let you in if I'm standing at the door telling them to not let you in. So, cool. Make it in the apartment building with this phone, y'all. So now, you know, my heart being fast as a bitch, because I'm like, okay, I got it. I know his password, right, y'all? So I go and I hide in the mail room. I'm going through it. I'm not seeing nothing. So I'm like, it's something in here, because he would never be acting like this if it was nothing in his phone. So I'm calling his friends. I'm like, who's the bitch? Because, y'all, I'm not stupid. I'm not fucking stupid. You're doing too much. His friend, what? Yeah, Miguel, this for you with your deadbeat ass. But anyway, I'm calling it, whatever. I'm just spazzing at this point, shaking, because I have his fucking phone in my hand. I can't figure out what the fuck this nigga hiding. So you know how you look on iMessages? I'm not seeing nothing that looked crazy until I got to his friend Austin messages. Austin, will you see this? Fuck you too. So it's only 2 messages between him and Austin. Austin messages, she sounds sexy as fuck. My ex-boyfriend's messages, she all right. But this is on Friday around 7 p.m., y'all. I was not with him on Friday around 7 p.m. So, bitch, who sounds sexy, bitch? Who, bitch? Cool. So now I'm like, okay, it's the bitch, and I'm gonna find out who the bitch is today. I'm looking through his messages. I still can't find nothing but that message. So I'm like, I see him in his phone talking shit about me, telling my business, talking crazy, y'all. That's another story for another day. This man hated my fucking guts, and I never knew. Like, I seen plenty crazy shit. So even if I hadn't found out what I found out, this would have been the last day we ever spoke. Right hand up to God. Because what the fuck are you on, bitch? But anyway, I go back in his message because something just not sitting right with me. I'm like, what the fuck? I see a message pop up that says from Peso. Now, y'all, this message was not there. He had no chats from Peso on his phone. Mind you, he don't even got Peso number saved. Peso, when you see this, you're a bitch too. Anyway, Peso is like, I think he's like Mexican. I don't know what he is. He's Hispanic, but he's really, really light, y'all. Like, he's like white skinned Hispanic, right? And I'm looking at the message. It's a dark skin handshaking emoji. Like, you know the one you send your nigga when you got an attitude and you're like, all right, bet. It was that emoji. My color. So cool. I see this and something just telling me like, call the number. So I call the number, right? I don't say nothing at first. It's silent. She go, hello? I said, hello? Who is this? Well, I'm not gonna lie, this bitch immediately like, who is this? I said, this is so-and-so's girlfriend. Who is this? She's, well, maybe you should let him explain that, y'all. I didn't have time for the bullshit. And I'm not gonna lie, on a different day, this would piss me off, but it's like, I already know I'm done with this nigga, so I don't really care to argue with you, bitch. Who are you? There's only one girl I could think of, and it's the same girl that we had a problem with at the beginning, but that's another story, because a lot of y'all thinking that, like, I have to explain that story for y'all to get what I'm saying when I say me and her had an encounter, like, yeah, anyway. But I just happened to guess her name because that's one of his exes or whatever. And she was like, yeah, this me. Is that Paige? Yes, it's me, bitch. Hello. So anyway, we realized who's on the other end of the phone, both of us. So we just started talking because at this point, it's really no, we done already beefed it out, bitch. We're not going to beef again. What's going on? Like, fill me in, you know? And honestly, I see no reason to beef it out with her because at the end of the day, you can only fuck up my home if a nigga allows you to fuck up my home. And yeah, that is what it is. He told this girl that I held a GUN to his head and forced him to talk crazy to her. I never did that. I swear to God, I never did that. He told this girl that I lived in Appleton. I do not live in Appleton. I live in Milwaukee. He told this girl that we've been broken up for a year and that he allegedly had me blocked on everything, which is what y'all heard. All of this is bullshit, y'all. He does not block me. I block him when I don't want to speak to him. He just capped on my name hella, y'all. Like, try to say that I paid for our vacation. I didn't pay a fucking dime. Said that when I met him, I just kept coming to his house, wouldn't go away. He begged me to come back every day. He took me on dates every single day. He got mad when I would try to go home. And he also had this girl in my house. She claims that he says that I moved out or whatever, which honestly I feel like may be true, but I feel like with a little bit of common sense, you walk in a house full of my things. Obviously, I still fucking live there, which is dumb as fuck to me, but to each their own. Like, there's too much for me to even put in one video, y'all. I probably am gonna have to make a part 3, but it was really crazy. And just hearing her side of things and the way he will lie, like, he's a fucking compulsive liar, y'all. Like, this is what he does. And it's crazy because it's like, how you cap on my name, nigga? As many times I try to leave your ass because you be doing dumbass shit, bitch. Don't ever cap on my name like that. So yeah, me and her had a very cordial conversation. I honestly, even if she did know, which I think she did, I still don't have hard feelings. Like, you can keep him. I'm good. Like, I needed that because I genuinely feel like that man could do anything to me and I would have forgiven him because I loved him so much and I wanted to try with him so bad. But this is so disgusting to me. It literally altered my brain chemistry. Like, there's not a bone in my body that feels like I'm missing out by not speaking to him, by not being with him, nothing. I'm going to go the rest of my life without speaking to him and I'm going to be okay. And he's going to think about that for the rest of his. And that's my revenge. I'm good. I literally took that motherfucker and ran. Y'all talking about how y'all get his phone. I took it and I booked it. Ho, I don't play no games. I needed to sort through my emotions and how I felt and things and before I did this because I could not talk about this without crying when it first happened. And yeah, I'm good now though. Easy peasy. And yeah, if you think you know that nigga, take that nigga phone and run off, ho. Lock yourself somewhere he can't get you and have a ball.
Get ready with me as I explain how my boyfriend of 3 years cheated on me. First red flags whenever I found out he would download and delete Facebook every single day so I wouldn't see that he was following all these girls because he made it very clear in our relationship that we did not follow the other gender. So whenever I found out, I confronted him and he was just like, oh no, just because we're friends on Facebook does not mean that I follow them back. I would not do that. So he went with that lie for a while and then I was not budging. I was like, if you're friends on Facebook, you obviously follow them back. So then he tried to say, I only followed my cousins back. And I was like, you follow 2 of your cousins. And you only have like 2 girl cousins. And then he said, oh, I only follow girls from my hometown. This man was following girls in like every single county 4 hours away. So I was not about to let that slide. So I was like, if you don't quit lying to me, we're going to be done. Like, I finally had enough because this went on for like a whole entire day. So then finally he was like, okay, I followed him back. Whenever a girl would follow me, I would just click all the way down and follow all of them. So then we argued for the entire night and then the next day until we FaceTimed that night. When we was FaceTiming, we was finally like, okay or whatever. And then he was telling me how he wanted to get my eyes tattooed on his arm and how he couldn't wait to marry me. And he was like, what all do you want in your boo basket? And I was like, a Marc Jacobs purse. So this man was quite literally putting in his information right then to order me one. Okay. And I get this requested DM. Usually I don't answer my requested DMs, but I did that time. And it was a hurry girly text. So in the text, she was like, hey girlie, I just wanted you to know that your boyfriend constantly unadds and adds me on Snapchat all the time. And he tells me that he does not have a girlfriend and he asks for pics every single time. And then she was like, I just found out he had a girlfriend, so I wanted to text you and let you know. So I screenshot it and I sent it to him and he leaves me on open for like 3 minutes. And then he calls me and I'm like, is this true? He takes a long pause and he's like, yeah. So once he said yeah, I started crying, and then he started crying, and he was like, I don't know why I did it, I have no idea why I did it, I lusted. That's what he said. He's like, I was lusting, I'm so sorry. So honestly, that night's kind of a blur because I was crying so much, but that's besides the point. I hung up on him that night, and then the next morning he sent me like a paragraph apologizing, and that was really the only time he said sorry. Yeah, so after that, we was in contact for like one day because I wanted to make sure he wasn't going to lie to his parents about why we broke up, because I was just like, I was already knowing he was about to be lying. So I made him like send me proof of him telling his parents the truth. And after that, I like blocked him on literally every platform besides I think like TikTok and messages. Since it was during the hurricane, we did not have school for 2 weeks, and we did not have no contact. So then we go to school and we have a class together, and he sits like pretty close to me, and he looks at me and he was like, did you block me on messages? And I just like stared at him blankly because I didn't, and I was just like, and he was like, I'm gonna take that as I want it. So after class, he like texted me a whole paragraph how sorry he was, and I was so perfect. You don't know why he did it. He was just so sorry, and I just said okay back. But then the next day, the teacher moved him to sit beside me, so we're talking, and I tell him, I was like, I only believe somebody can change if it's through God. So he took that and he ran with it. He really, really ran with it. He would send me like book-long paragraphs about God and how he wanted to be a godly man for me because he had really bad problems with lust and everything. And he would like send me devotionals and everything, and he bought me like over $200 worth of stuff, like a $70 phone case, $85 Lulu bag that he would ship to my house. He would bring me food, coffee to school. He would put notes in my book bag. He would put like Starbucks gift cards on my windshield. Like anything you wanted your ex to do or say, he was doing it. And I told him, I was like, I would never even consider getting back together with you unless it was after we graduated and you like did this until then, which I would be like 7 months or more. And he was all for it. He said he was 100% committed to it, and I told him, I made it very clear. I said, is there anything that I need to know? Of course he was like, no, you know everything. Well, I in fact did not know everything. One random night he called me, and I just had this weird feeling that there was something I was missing. So I really pretended that I knew something that I didn't, and I like interrogated him for like 10 minutes, and he was sticking to his word, but then he started crying, and after he started crying, I knew. So he had kissed a girl during our no contact for 2 weeks, and it was the same girl that I pointed out in his block list because in class, he blocked every single girl on Snapchat for me. Did not tell me to do that, he just did it, and he was scrolling through, and I like told him, I was like, stop on her name, and I was like, oh, you know her? And he was like, no, she was just on there, I don't know her, I just like didn't even snap her, she was just on my Snapchat, so she got blocked. So yeah, it was that girl. So after that, I blocked him on messages, and then I went to go block him on TikTok, and he had sent me a whole paragraph about how I was the best thing in his life, and he ruined the best thing he would ever get, all kind of stuff. So then I blocked him on there too. And then I found out during those 2 weeks, he had convinced this girl that he kissed that he was like in love with her or something, and she even like made him a boo basket, and then he cut it off right after. Like, ugh. So we still had that class together for a while, and he would just be like really petty and try to get a reaction out of me, and I wouldn't even look at him. So it's like not even no contact, just like I'm never speaking to you again. But apparently he's talking like really bad about me now for some reason. I'm really confused on like what I did. But, and it hasn't even been 3 months since all this happened, and he already has a new girlfriend. So moral of the story is, don't ever say that your man would never, because he would.
Story time about the time I walked in on him with another girl and literally took a video of it. This had happened freshman year. I'm a senior now, and I'm in a very healthy relationship now. So like I said, this was 3 years ago, and it was this guy's birthday. And for his birthday, he had a bunch of people from his high school right down the road come to his apartment and like pregame with us before we went to another party. Also, my best friend was in town, so she was visiting. And for his birthday, I had got him this chain. Keep this in your mind.
So the night rolls around and we're all at his apartment pre-gaming, and all of his like high school friends show up. First red flag is that literally nobody said hi. Keep in mind these people are still in high school. Second red flag is when we were playing like beer pong, I literally had slipped and like fell on my back, and one of the girls was like, blah blah blah, get your girl, talking about me. And he did not help me off the ground. Two of his other friends helped me off the ground. And we were like laughing about it, but like, what do you mean, well, get your girl? Like, and he didn't even help me up. The third red flag is that when me and all my friends were like in the living room, him and all these like high school girls were in his room taking shots out of like our alcohol bottles. So we were like, no, absolutely not. And we put our alcohol bottles in the closet. Keep that in mind too. So the pregame's about over, and we walk like a neighborhood over to this like party that this guy was having. And there was like a ton of us, and we're all walking, and I noticed like him and this another girl just like talking like behind everybody. They're like way back, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna think anything of it because it's his high school friends. He probably hasn't seen them in a while, and why would I need to overthink? So we're in this party, and there's like a downstairs and an upstairs, and one of my friends was like, Megan, I just saw go upstairs with this girl, like, do you want me to go check on them? Like, that was like 10 minutes ago. And I was like, sure, like, I don't care. And so she like went up there, and she came back down, and she was like, he had his arm around her. And I was like, you know what, like, I don't care. I really don't care. So the night was getting pretty late, and I remember he had like Snapchatted me or something. It was like, hey, like, we're all going back to my apartment, like, we're just like tired or whatever. And then time rolls around, and it's like actually time to like go, you know? So we walk back to his apartment, and it's like me and like 4 other of my girlfriends. And I remember he like wasn't answering my Snapchat, so I was like, I feel like we're like about to walk in on something. Like, I just have like a gut feeling something's not right. When we get back to his apartment, we open like his like main door to his apartment, and these girls just like start like giggling. They're like, and they're like, oh gosh. And I like turn my head, and in my head I'm like, oh gosh, what? Then like me and my 4 girlfriends like go over to his like his room door, and it's locked. So then my friend Tatum's whispering, and she's like, Megan, like, I'm gonna knock, pretend you're not here, like, don't say anything. So she knocks, and she's like, blah blah blah, like his name. She was like, I'm just here to get my alcohol, like, I'm going back to Megan's dorm. And he's like, 1 second. Now it's been like 2 minutes, and he still has not opened the door. And she's like, open up, like banging on it and yelling at him. And he's like, hold on, and like opens it. And this is where I like blacked out, like barely remember what went down. We walk in, and Tatum opens the closet to get her alcohol off the top shelf. And what do we see? A little rat hiding in the closet. And my first instinct, I don't know, I've never walked in on something like that. My first instinct was to literally take a video. So I pulled my phone out of my back pocket, I opened Snapchat, and I took a video. I took a video of her hiding in the closet, and then I took a video of him like laying on his bed. And then I like ran out. And I ran into his roommate's room, and I was just like crying because I was like, what the heck did I just walk into? And I literally hear my best friend in the other room like screaming at him. And then in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, what about the chain? I just got him today. I was like, Tatum, please go get it for me. I'm like returning it. So she literally goes back in his room and is like, give me the chain. And he's like, what chain? And this like high school girl is still just like sitting in his room, and he's like, what chain? Like pretending I didn't get him a chain that morning. And she was like, the one on your neck. And he's like so freaked out and scared, he's shaking. He can't get it off. So he goes, Tatum, can you help me get it off? So then I run to my other guy friend's apartment where like everybody would hang out at. And I did not go back to my dorm because I had my best friend there, my brother was in town, my brother's friend was in town, and then my roommate, obviously, in a little dorm. So I was like, I'm just gonna sleep on my friend's couch and like go back to my dorm in the morning. And then I woke up on their couch the next morning to someone standing over me while I'm sleeping going, Megan, Megan. And I wake up and it's him, and I was like, what are you doing in here? And I was like, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. And he was like, this is what he says. Can I get you Andy's and we can talk it out? Sir, it is 9 in the morning. We're going to go to Andy's and you're going to talk about how I just walked in on you with another girl? No. So yeah, that is like the story of the time I walked in on him with another girl and took a video of it. And oh my gosh, he got like messed up on campus by all my friends. My friends would roll the windows down and like scream at him. And he'd be like talking to like other girls on campus or as like friends. And they'd be like, screw you, like screaming at him through the window. Or like my whole sorority like posted on Yik Yak or something. I can't really remember. I have a bunch of screenshots, but yeah. So that's literally the time I took a video of it. Obviously, it doesn't faze me anymore because I'm in a new relationship at this point. It's hilarious, like so funny, and I had to share it because I want y'all to hear. Should I post the video? Bye.
Hey guys, get ready with me while I tell you how I caught my ex-boyfriend cheating with my best friend. Okay, so this was like a few months ago, but I was hanging out with my best friend, and my boyfriend knew this, and he was like, oh, can I come hang out with y'all? And I was like, sure, because this is like a normal thing. Like, we've done this before. Well, we've hung out in like groups, not really like a trio. But I asked my best friend, I was like, oh, is that fine? Like, can you come over? And this is like, I didn't really put it together, but she seemed a little bit too happy. But she was like, yeah, sure, like, you can come over, that's fine. My ex comes over, and we're like, what should we do? Let's just go in my basement and watch a movie or something. But before this, me and my best friend were playing pickleball, so I was like kind of sweaty, and if my ex was coming over, like, I would want to be clean. So I go and take a shower. I go in the shower, and before I go in, they're like sitting across from the couch, like they're not even close together or anything. So I'm like, I didn't think anything of it, and I'm probably in the shower for like 10 minutes, and then I realized I didn't have my conditioner because it was the basement shower. So I put my towel on me, and I go upstairs to get my normal conditioner. That's when I walk out. I see them on the couch together, blanket over them, and I see pants on the ground. So I'm literally wrapped in a towel, and I'm like, I'm gonna give y'all 1 minute before I completely lose my shit. So I go back in the bathroom, put my clothes back on with my hair like literally soaking. I didn't even dry it off. And I go back in, they're like uncovered. And then my best friend tries to run up the stairs, and she's like, oh, I'm just going to leave y'all to it, like, I'll just go. And then that's when I completely turn into a psychopath, because, I mean, who wouldn't? So she's running up the stairs, and I'm screaming at her, and I grab a book off the bookshelf and throw it at her. It doesn't hit her head, it hits, like, her shoulder, but she starts, like, crying, like I just attacked her. Well, I mean, I did. So this is when my boyfriend makes a run for it. He goes out like the back door of my basement, and so I leave my best friend. She's like crying on the stairs, and I run out the door with like chasing my boyfriend. And mind you, I didn't have the best taste in men, so he was literally a bum. He didn't have a car to drive. He didn't have a job, so he was trying to run home. Like, he only lives like 0.5 miles away, so he's trying to run, and I get in my car, and I just like full throttle. But when I reach him, obviously I slow down, but it still kind of like bumps him. So he goes like, and under the car. But I didn't run him over. It was like a little love tap, you know? Well, obviously no love, full of hate. So he comes up from the car, and this is where I like was actually dying laughing, because he's like, I'm so sorry, like, I don't deserve you. Literally hit me again with your car, just run me over. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, please calm down. Like, why am I telling you to calm down? And I'm just like, go to your house, give me all my stuff, and I never want to see you again. And then he pulls the bullshit. I didn't even want her. Like, she threw herself on me. She was trying to blackmail me. Be so fucking for real. So a few weeks later, not to my surprise, they start dating. And she's now pregnant with this kid. Maybe his kid, honestly. I don't even know. But it's okay, because I'm getting ready to hang out with his homeboy. So
So, moral of the story, never let your best friend and boyfriend hang out or they will both stab you in the back. But if they do, then you just run them over with your car.
Hey guys, get rid of me while I tell you about how my best friend, my ex-boyfriend. So obviously I cannot say the full word here on TikTok, but basically I'm gonna give a disclaimer. I know I'm gonna get extremely angry and probably crash out like 10 times in this, so don't mind that. Also, my headband's broken. Okay, so like I already know I'm not gonna have enough time like for the whole story, so I'm just gonna get right into it. So it was the day after Christmas and I was supposed to hang out with this guy and she just kept begging and begging and begging me to ask him for a friend. And like I already didn't like hanging out with guys around her because she acted different around guys, and like I was best friends, like inseparable with this girl for 5 years, mind you. And like I'm gonna be mean in this because I really don't care, and I'm going to name drop because I don't care. I think she deserves everything that's coming to her. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this, so I'm doing this for you guys. But honestly, I don't care because you can keep crying and saying I'm bullying you, but you're the one who brought this upon yourself. So anyways, so I was just hanging out with this guy and she just kept begging and begging and begging me to come with us and like go on a 2-man, and I didn't want to because she always acts different around guys, like I said, or I think I said. And so I finally just let her come. And so he was always with these 3 friends, one of them being my ex. And so I thought like I was just with my man. And then when we got back to my house, and we got back in my house, I was like, so what happened? And she tells me that she just had intercourse with my ex-boyfriend. So I'm just sitting there in shock. Like I was literally sitting there speechless because what am I supposed to say about that? And it's like also, it's just like just everything about it is like, what were you thinking? And like this is like everything I'm gonna say sounds like so made up, but it's just like she's genuinely so stupid. Like this is like actually like what she did and said. And so, you know, I'm sitting there and it's like obviously she's been my friend for 5 years and she's seen how I've reacted to girls get with my ex and stuff. And it's so like, so she actually lost her virginity to him. I should have said that at the beginning, but yeah, so that made it even worse. And so she was like, oh my, like she was crying in my bed because I mean like losing your virginity is a very emotional experience. I cried when I lost mine, and she was sitting there, I wasn't about to comfort her. I let her sit there though, like what? So she's like talking about how embarrassed she is and like how she's not gonna tell anyone or anything. And then she FaceTimes one person from Cheer and like tells him about it, and I love the girl, so like it's fine. And then like I'm just gonna fast forward. I made her leave at like 9 a.m. I made her drive home, and then we didn't talk for a week. We literally did not talk until after New Year's, and this happened the day after Christmas, like I said, and she didn't think that anything was up. So my other friend had to text her and be like, I think you need to like talk to Macy, like she's really sad, like what you did was really messed up. And this is where she starts playing dumb. She's like, wait, what? Why is Macy mad? What did I do? Like, I'm so serious. And so then I texted her and I told her that I was upset. And basically, let me just sum it up for you. She like apologized, told me that she never would have done it if she knew I was upset, and then she did it again. I also need to preface this. She thinks she's the victim in the situation. She doesn't. Oh, by the way, she's actually dating another one of her friends' ex-boyfriends, and she thinks she's a sweet little angel, like she can never do anything wrong, right? So yeah, she still thinks that she's done nothing wrong, if you're wondering. And like, so once I found out, oh yeah, and so she told me, like, there was just like a bunch of stuff that she told me like the night that it happened that wasn't true, and just like a bunch of stuff that she told my entire school and literally everybody that I cheer with except for me. And then when I found out, she acted all shocked and surprised and continued to lie to me. Like, I was literally sitting here, like, begging begging her to tell me the truth. Like, I was trying to give her a chance, like, because I would have forgiven her in the beginning. And so I was sitting here begging her for the truth, and she continued to lie to my face. Okay, guys, you can come back for a part 2. Hey, guys, you know what time it is? It is time for part 2. Get ready with me while I talk about how my best friend, my ex-boyfriend. Okay, so, well, first I have a few things to clear up. So, first of all, I think that if you think that what she did is okay, that you need to be checked into a mental hospital today. And, I just need to preface this. I do not care about this ex at all. Like, literally, I do not care. It's just the fact that she was my best friend. And, like I said before, I would have forgiven her. But it's also the fact that then she continued to lie to my face. And it's like, it's not even that she lied to me. It's like she lied to so many other people. And it's like, that's how she got caught. Like, just don't lie to your friends' faces. Also, guys, I just want to clear something up. I'm also making this considering the fact that she made up so many lies about me and the stories that she told people. Like, I want my own name to be clear. Like, that is the specific reason I'm making this video, is to clear my name, because she spun so many lies about me to so many people, and like people that are close to me and people that I talk to every day, and it just like, it was really annoying because like I didn't even do those things. You did them. So if you haven't watched part 1, I would highly recommend. But basically, so after she just kept lying to me, this is where I just like got fed up and like I honestly just like didn't care anymore, like what happened. So one time so this happened at school, and so this was like before I knew that she did it again. And so I had like a girl at cheer had like told me, but I didn't believe her because that is literally insane, doing it twice. So one day I was in science class, and this guy that sits next to me was her guy best friend. And you want to know how she met that guy best friend and who he is? Oh, he's just another one of her other friends, ex-boyfriends, and they're not friends because she became friends with him. And she knew she was her and continued to talk shit about her because she was mad that she was literally friends with her ex. I wish I could say names, guys, but obviously I really can't now. So, like, I'm really sorry if that was confusing. That was probably, like, extremely confusing, but, like, hopefully somebody will try to explain better in the comments. So what he tells me is that she did, in fact, do it again. And so, obviously, this was in school, so I started texting her, and she blocked me. That was when I snapped. And so, after lunch, you know, I was gonna go up to her in person because I know you did not just block me because you know I'm right. So, you know, I just had like a little chat with her in person, and she just like basically ran away, so I couldn't even freaking talk to her. And I was like, no, that's not enough, because if she's gonna act like this, I'm gonna talk to her again. So I went to her locker after 10th period, and I screamed at her. Yes, I know this was immature of me. I already know. But honestly, I don't even disagree with myself because I was crashing out. And I personally think it's a justified crash out. I don't care what anybody says. And if you're in the comments telling me to grow up because he's my ex or because I was going for one of his friends, first of all, if you have a problem with homie hopping, you need to grow up and you need to get off my page, because that was like, what are you even on about? Anyways, that was really funny to me that people were actually affected by homie hopping. Like, I didn't think people actually cared about that. But anyways, so I was screaming at her, and then she started crying. And then, because she was standing there. She was still telling me that she wasn't lying. She was still telling me that she didn't tell me a single lie. And so, and then I followed her all the way out the door, and she just, like, cried all the way out the door. And it's like, I know you're not crying right now. I know you're not the one crying. Sorry, guys, that was, very aggressive. I'm gonna try to be a bit more peaceful, because I'm probably literally about to be cooked after this, so. But I don't even see how I can be cooked, because I didn't do anything wrong. She did. Like, maybe let's just keep our legs closed, like, especially to boys that have been with our best friends. Like, I don't know. But also, I wanted to add what he's done to me, because I feel like a lot of people are undermining, like, he's not just an ex. Like, me and this man were on and off for 2 years, and she knew that. And so, also, I'm coming on here because I'm trying to clear my own name, because in every single story she tells, she makes me the victim and makes up all these lies about me. And it's like, if you really think that I'm sitting here preaching to 40,000 people about hating this girl and you think everything I'm making up is false, like, I'd actually have to be like mental, like an award to be doing this. So I'm telling absolutely nothing but the truth, unlike somebody, and there's so much proof that she's lied, so I really don't care. And so she can continue to cry and try to get me in trouble for stuff that I didn't even do. So yeah. My last encounter with her was the last day before I went online, and I just like wanted to confront her again. I wanted to see like if she'd finally tell me, and she laughed in my face. Actually, I was confronting her and she started laughing in my face. So I pushed her out the door. It was just like a gentle push for her, like out the door, because I did not want to ever see that bitch again. Like I hopefully I don't have to. So that was my story time about my terrible ex-best friend, the worst ex-best friend ever. I would name drop. People in my comments can name drop if you want to, if you know her, and you can feel free to, but I personally can't. Once again, this was just my point of the story, and that's what I wanted to get out there, because I know she spewed a lot of lies about me, and I just wanted people to know, like, what actually happened, and that's actually what happened. So thank you for listening. Okay, yeah, guys, so that was my story time of my the worst friend ever. And please don't press charges on me. I didn't do anything. I'm sitting here online. I didn't even say your name. So maybe if you would have just been a normal person and left me alone, I could leave you alone.
No, this is actually hilarious. I was dating this guy, found out he was cheating on me, blah, blah, whatever, right? And, you know, I really wanted proof, you know what I mean? I was being that bitch where I was like, I needed something. And I, like, baited him into meeting me up. I was like, oh, like, we'll just hang out, we'll go to the movie, but only if you don't lie to me, you know what I mean? And I purposely prefaced the don't lie to me part, you know? And I knew this motherfucker was gonna lie. So I dressed like a slut. And when I showed up, he was really pissed off. He's like, why are you dressed like that? We're going to the movies. And I was like, because if you lie, I'm headed to the streets. And he was all like, oh, what happens if I don't lie? I'm like, then I will go home and change into my comfy clothes and we could head to the movies. But we already know what happened, girl. And this man, I swear to... this man sits me down. This is probably one of the funniest stories. He like hands over his laptop to me. And this spreadsheet, he's like, here's the phone records of all the calls ingoing and outgoing that I've made. And it dead ass, on God, was a fucking Excel sheet that he hand typed into fucking Excel. And I was like, do you think I'm dumb? Like, dead ass, like, do you think I'm dumb? He's like, no, that's how they give it to you when you ask for the phone records. And I don't mean this was like 2-3 pages, bitch. This motherfucker printed out like 100 plus, like it was a thick ass piece of fucking like papers. So I let him believe that he's like got me, right? Like I'm believing him. Grammy award winning fucking actress. I'm like, okay, thank you so much. Mind you, I'm texting my best friend who works at T-Mobile. And I know that the guy that I was dating at the time had a T-Mobile carrier. And so I text my best friend. I'm like, yo, can you send me what the phone records look like when you print them out? And he sends me a picture and it looks nothing like that. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, we're going to the bar afterward. What tequila shot am I drinking? But I wanted to entertain him longer to see what the fuck, what else he had up his sleeve. And I had specifically told him not to delete anything off his laptop. And he hands me his laptop and I'm going through it. And I notice everything is deleted. There's no documents. There's no pictures. There's nothing. The MacBook is practically new, fresh out the box. And I'm like, you didn't delete anything off of this laptop? He's like, I swear to God. I'm like, you swear on your mother's life. May she die right now if you lied to me. I swear to God. I swear to God. May she get struck by lightning. I made him swear on all his family members. I even got the dog involved. But this dude was so stupid. I go into his history because I know he wasn't smart enough to know how to factory reset his fucking laptop. So I know he had to Google it. And I go into his searches. How do you delete all your emails? How do you factory reset your MacBook? And I just pulled it up and I was just laughing. And I just spun the computer around and showed him his own search. Okay, so after I turned the laptop around and showed him his own search history, the man was too stunned to speak. At that point, there was really nothing he could say. But you know, curiosity got the best of me because I noticed in the search history, he had Googled, how do you delete all your emails? Unbeknownst to me, I'm like, what the fuck is in the emails? So I spin the laptop around. I could see his brain going like 240. He's like, this bitch is outsmarting me. And I start going through his emails. I swear to God, he used to send me these like love letters through emails while I was at work or whatever. And he was dead ass copy and pasting these same love letters from the other girl that he was cheating on me with and sending them to me. Word for fucking word. Plagiarism. Cite your sources. Cite your fucking sources. At this point, the whole thing's a joke to me. I'm giggling. I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I close the laptop. I get ready to walk. He's like, where are you going? What do you mean? I gave you proof. I'm like, I'm going to the bar. My friends are waiting for me at the bar. I'm leaving. Can I please drive you, please? And I'm thinking in my head, you know, like, I'm going to use this man for everything he's got at this point. I'm like, sure, you want to drive me? Go ahead, drive me. I had downloaded Tinder. Because at this point, we had already been broken up for like 2-3 weeks. His car, and I'm just blatantly swiping on Tinder. You know, this is when the anger comes. You're a effing hoe. This is all you're trying to, you know, he's just going off on me. I lose my mind. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not proud of it. I lost my shit. And I'm like, me, the town harlot. You're out here two-timing, but I'm the harlot. I'm the street walker. Because I'm swiping through Tinder after I found out you cheated on me? Make it make sense. I lost my fucking shit. I'm not proud of it. I'm a different person. I would never do this to this day. But I said anything and everything to hurt this man's feelings. You're short. You're ugly. I can't believe I dated you. Just really mean shit. And I actually full-blown jumped out of the car while it was moving. In heels and a mini skirt. And I walked over to this bank because it was raining a little bit. And I was standing there. He had peeled out away from me. Super dramatic. And he comes back around to the bank. Girl, you would not believe what he said when he got out of the car. Can I give you a hug, please? It's always the fucking hug, bitch. Can I give you a hug? Can I give you... Girl, pull yourself together. And I'm like... I was trying so hard not to laugh. I was like, no, you cannot give me a hug. Girl, and that's just like a small snippet. And this is like towards the end of everything that happened. The whole fucking story, girl, it's a whirlwind. Like a whirl fucking wind. And then there was these two ladies, churchgoers, that thought I was in like a domestic violence situation. They came over, girl. Probably one of the craziest shit that I did during this whole fucking debacle is after I found out that he was cheating on me. And this is why I'll never judge anybody after they experience cheating, because it really is traumatizing. I met up with this man like 5-6 times after I found out. Like, we were broken up for like 3-4 weeks. And I kept meeting him up because I kept expecting him to tell the truth. Because when you find out randomly you're getting cheated on, like you're living your life, everything's normal, then boom, you find out all this shit. Your brain really has a hard time like connecting the two people. Like the person you dated and the person that cheated on you, it's really hard to like in your mind to be like, those are the same people. And so one of the crazier things that I did, I had found the girl that was cheating on me. Never underestimate how far the other girl will be willing to go to like keep that man. Because she was 100% on his side. She was ready to fight for him. She was like messaging him on the side and asking him what to say to me to make me believe that they were just friends. Like, girl, if I really get down to the nitty gritty, you will be mind fucking blown. But anyways, one of the more crazier shits that I did, we had gone out to dinner. This was like the 3rd or 4th time that I had met him up. And I zoomed in on a picture of her that I had screenshotted. And I put it on the table at the restaurant that we were at. He's like, what are you doing? Like, are you for real right now? And I was like, no, we're a party of 3. I don't know what she wants to order, but you can go ahead and order for her. And while we're talking, we're going to talk to her too. Hey, girl. Hey, girl, how long have you guys been talking? And I literally made him like communicate with my phone with a picture of her on it. Order for her and everything. When the bread came to the table, I was like, girl, you want some? You want some bread? Oh, she don't like bread? Like, when I tell you I lost my fucking mind during this whole thing, I'm not playing with you. Like, I deadass went fucking crazy for like 6 months. I could laugh about it now. I'm in therapy. I've worked through that. But I'm not gonna lie, it fucked me up. Like, it deadass fucked me up. I was fucked up for like a good 2-3 years after this. Because if I'm gonna keep it real with you, the way I found out and the shit that I read was like mind-boggling. And then on top of that, like, of course, as every cheater does, he was going around telling people that none of that was true and that I was crazy. And it was just so crazy to me because I was like, you out here fucked me up. at least take some little tiny bit of responsibility for it. I would have a little bit of respect for you. Fuck. But girl, I might as well just go ahead and tell the whole story, because let me tell you, trust your fucking gut feeling. Because I went off a gut feeling. I have no evidence. I went off a gut feeling and I fucking found all this shit out. This is how I found out I was getting cheated on. And it's so weird. Like, to this day, I feel like my guardian angels or the universe was protecting me. Because earlier that week, I had like butterflies in my stomach the entire fucking week. And I remember I kept bringing it up. I'm like, God, I just have like butterflies in my stomach. Like I'm about to go on stage or something. Anyways, we were going to a graduation party. I just felt that butterfly feeling. And we get to the graduation party and everybody's acting real strange. I'm like noticing glances across the room. The girls are being really weird with me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I felt like I walked into something everybody knew and I didn't know. I peep it. We go back to his house. I was supposed to stay the entire weekend at his house. And I just got this nagging fucking feeling like something's not right. Something's not right. And so I asked him, like, did you ever talk to one of those girls that were at the party? Did you ever like one of them? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Everything's no. Mind you, we had a very healthy relationship. Like, 0 red flags. We never yelled at each other, never swore. We never even fucking argued. We were always on the same page, never went through each other's shit. And I just had this fucking feeling. And I was like, can I see your phone? And this was very odd for me to be asking for this. And he hands me his phone very nonchalantly. Everybody has something on their phone. I don't give a fuck what you say. Whether it's old messages, you know what I mean? Instagram DMs from a long ass time ago. You have something. So to be so like nonchalant to me was weird. I went through his phone. There really wasn't anything there. And that nagging feeling in the back of my fucking head was like something's there. And I was like, go get your laptop. Because I knew that his phone and his laptop were connected. And he dead ass looked like I threw water in his fucking face. He just went, why? Why do you need my laptop? I was like, go upstairs and get your laptop and come downstairs immediately. And I didn't trust him to go upstairs and not start deleting shit. So I went upstairs and grabbed the laptop with him. I'm going through it. He's telling all my business. So all of his friends. And I'm not talking like, oh, you know, my girlfriend's crazy, whatever. I'm talking like personal, deep matters. He was out here telling his friends like it was fucking on the Sunday newspaper. And just as I was about to close the laptop, because I had went through a bunch of shit, I see a contact name without a picture that I've never heard of before. And I'm like, mind you, he's over my shoulder like, okay, are you done? Are you done? Close the laptop. Like, what are you doing? You're acting crazy. And I click their message thread and oh my God, I wish he would have spared me the shit that I fucking read. I've never experienced like pain and just anxiety to the level that I had and what I was reading. My entire body, I looked like I was shivering, like I was cold. I was like, this is how I found out I was getting cheated on. So I'm in his laptop. I start reading the messages between him and this girl. Now, I really have to put you in my shoes. We had been dating for almost a year. Everything was fine. He, at the time in my eyes, was the perfect guy. So to go from that image to what I'm about to tell you is quite literally fucking shocking. I start reading these messages. Not only were they while we were dating, they were fucking recent. He was discussing our entire relationship with this girl. He was screenshotting my Instagram, so was she. Zooming into my facial features, my body, calling me fat, saying my nose looked weird. I'm a solid 6 on a good day. I'm not even that cute. Why is he with me? He's replying to this saying, yeah, I know. She is a little bit chunky, huh? And then I get into the sex between them two. I'm talking like raunchy texts about them servicing each other in vivid detail. Her talking about hooking up with another guy and him getting jealous. Like, girl, anything you can think of, they said it. And then on top of that, he was telling my personal business, my deep, dark secrets to this girl. And I'm just reading this absolutely fucking mind blown. And I really wish I would have taken pictures of this or sent it to myself or something. Because he ended up later saying that I messed up the dates and I got the dates wrong and those were from a really long time ago. But I know what I saw and I know what I read. And he's so stupid because one of the screenshots of my Instagram pictures, it has the date of when I posted it. I am so sick to my stomach reading these messages. My body is profusely shaking. Like shaking. I take off all the jewelry he gave me. I'm like, I'm leaving. I start packing up my shit.
He's begging me not to leave, saying, oh, that was a long time ago. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. And I go in his garage again to my car, and he refuses to open the garage door. And I'm like, if you don't open this fucking door right now, I will lay on my horn and fucking scream at the top of my lungs. I don't remember what it was, but I remember he came up to my window and he had fucking nerve to crack a joke, like a literal joke, and started like giggling a little bit. And I was like, open the fucking garage door right now. He opened it. I left. I will never, ever, 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 ever forget that car ride. I sobbed while driving. I couldn't even see while I was driving. The pain that I felt was unfucking believable. It's also why I ended up being single for 4 years after that. Just the betrayal, and like, how could this person that I cared about so much do that to me? I could not believe it. Like, I literally could not believe it. I could not believe that this person that I thought that he was also this person that did this to me. I could not put the two people together. I could not understand it. And I really wanted to believe that there was some explanation to why he did that, which is why I ended up meeting him up. But it doesn't stop there. It does not stop there. Now, somewhere along the way, I found a receipt for a hotel. Now, after I found the messages, I just wanted to know why. And so I kept meeting him up and kept meeting him up. I probably met him up like 5-6 times, maybe even more than that. Like, we were planning on moving in together. So to go from that, no problems in the relationship, about to move in together, to somebody literally sexting another woman, talking about me and my personal life and my weight and how I look, like, I was so confused. And I just kept saying, like, I can't put the two people together. Like, it seems like two completely different people. And every time we met up, this is when the gaslighting started. You saw the dates wrong. It was from a long time ago. It was before we were dating. I never said that. She said that. We're just friends. We never hooked up. We just talked sexually. Now, I had that receipt from the hotel, right? And he admitted he went to see her at the hotel. And I swear to God, this is what he said. I'm like, so you want me to believe you got this hotel and you guys didn't hook up? He's like, I got the hotel for a scuba diving class in a very small town in Illinois. And I'm like, okay. He's like, and she lives in that town and she came to the hotel. I'm like, oh, so y'all were just chilling? Y'all were just playing PlayStation? You guys were just hugging and shit? You never touched? No, we didn't do anything. We were both so nervous that we laid on the bed next to each other and never touched. I'm like, okay, fucking got it. At one point, I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you, I considered taking him back. I was just so confused. I was so hurt. I didn't understand it. And it's probably one of the hardest things to have to muster up the courage to walk away. Like, I knew in my head that the situation was wrong. He was cheating on me. Like, I knew it. But my heart was like not out of it yet. Like, I was still attached to him. So we break it off. After like the 5th or 6th time of me meeting him up, I was over it. I hadn't talked to him for a week or two. Going to work with a broken heart is actually its own form of hell. I would be at my desk typing. I would get up, have a little crying break in the bathroom, and go right back to work. When all of a sudden at work, I get an email from his father. And I'm like, what the fuck? His parents were the most toxic fucking parents I've ever met in my life. They backed him up through and through. His father emailed me and was like, hey, do you mind giving me a call? I feel like XYZ is hurting way more than you are. Because you know what the fuck I did? I pulled myself up by my fucking bootstraps and I moved the fuck on. I acted like he never existed. I started going out. I started partying more. I was chilling with people that he didn't even fucking know about. And he didn't like it. And so I gave his father a call. And when I tell you toxic masculinity stems from the fucking parents, bitch. So his dad calls me. And you know, this is really fucked up. I don't have a good relationship with my father. So I really bonded with his father. I was pretty close with him. Like when I got my first car, like I told his parents. I was excited to tell his parents that. So I was expecting his dad to say, I'm sorry my son did this to you, blah, 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 whatever. That is not what I got. His dad calls me basically asking me to forgive him because he didn't really do anything. He never hooked up with her. I'm like, sir, I'm not sure if you read the messages or your son is lying to you, but he was saying some very inappropriate things to another woman while he was dating me. His father has the fucking nerve to say, Well, he didn't sleep with her. I'm not seeing the problem here. I'm like, sir, if your wife was texting another man that she wanted to suck his would that be a form of cheating? Would you be okay with that? He goes, well, that's different because we're married. Conversation did not go well. He ended up dropping off a letter to my house, never apologizing. And I think we met up one more time after that. He never once took responsibility for what he did. He never once admitted it. He never once told the truth. He never apologized. If anything, he went around telling everybody that I was crazy and just rewrote the story. And then to put the cherry right on the fucking sundae, he blocked me because I started posting Instagram stories telling the whole story, detail by detail, update by update of everything he did. And he hated that. Don't ever let anybody tell you that cheating is not traumatic. It is. It took me years to get over it because I was completely blindsided. I had severe trust issues. I never wanted to be in a relationship again. And I was just hurt. Like, he played off my insecurities. Like, I had body image issues. It sent me into a spiral of disordered eating. It was absolutely fucking terrible. So now maybe you guys understand why it really touches my heart the way that my current boyfriend is with me. And why my friends are like, you deserve somebody to treat you like this. Because Lala Man is the complete fucking opposite of that. And I swear to God, I thank God every day that I met him. I feel so fucking lucky to be his girlfriend. Because to go from that to this relationship and to have someone who's not only like caring, but understanding about like my past and working through that with me. Because something people don't tell you is that when you get into a relationship after being in a traumatic one, you become the aggressor. You become the problem because you're so afraid of getting hurt again. I've been in therapy. I've worked through my shit. I am in a happy, healthy relationship with a man that I will end up marrying. That man is my soulmate. But this just goes to show you that you may not ever get closure. He has never apologized. He has never taken accountability. And this all came from a gut feeling. Trust your fucking gut.
I'm feeling so messy today. So I'm gonna tell you about the time that I dated another famous TikToker. I'm pretty sure he publicly cheated on me, but we'll get there. Disclaimer, this is no hate. This all happened years ago. Trust me, I am so over it. I just genuinely think it's funny as fuck. I started doing TikTok in the spring of 2019 and pretty quickly gained like a couple 100K. Fast forward to fall of 2019. One day I wake up and all of my comments are like, oh my God, go look at so-and-so's duet. And basically this really hot TikTok famous guy duetted one of my videos, like publicly flirting with me. I think I had like 200K or something. And he had like 1 million followers. So I was shook. DMs were slid and we started talking. The only problem was this guy is British. In fact, that was quite literally his whole brand. Like being hot and British was his thing. We would like FaceTime a bunch and text a bunch, but ultimately we just lived on different continents. So it fizzled out. That was until the end of 2019 when we both realized we would be attending the same convention in March of 2020. The convention being Playlist Live, which is like a social media convention equivalent to VidCon. So then we started talking again all the time, falling asleep on FaceTime, the whole 9 yards. Because we knew we were actually going to see each other in person. We both planned on getting to the convention a day early. He got a hotel room for just the two of us before we went to our Airbnb with the group that we were doing the convention with. March of 2020 comes around and it's time for the convention. We fly to Orlando. We meet up for the first time in the airport. And it's low-key straight out of a movie. I like run and jump into his arms. I still have the video. It's actually like really fucking cute. But we were very much just like elated to finally meet in person. We go back to the hotel, we share a night together, and then we meet up with our friends the next day and we go to the convention. And then I shit you not, within like an hour of being in said convention. Mind you, this was like prime TikTok 2020. It is me and a group of other TikTok famous people. This was in my bright red hair era. Bitch, we were all getting stopped by fans like every 10 feet. For reference, this is the era I am talking about. I get a hey girlie DM on Instagram. And this girl comes with receipts. Basically the entire time leading up to the event where he was FaceTiming me every single night, he was essentially dating some girl back home in London. Granted, him and I weren't dating yet, so he wasn't like actually cheating on me, but he had explicitly told me he was not talking to anyone else. Meanwhile, he has like a whole ass little ting back home in the UK. And the gag was that he had told her he was gonna take her to Playlist Live. And he literally got a hotel room for him and I to share. Obviously, obviously I'm pissed the fuck off. I just show him and I'm like, care to explain? He's like, oh, we can talk about it later. I was like, okay, well then bye. He just fucked off, like at the convention, and went and met up with other friends. And for hours, our whole group was like, please come back. He's so upset. Like, he's so sad. He misses you. Later that night, we're all back at the Airbnb. We talked for like 2 hours. I gave him an ultimatum where I was like, look, I'm not gonna do this shit. You're either gonna date me or we're fucking over. Which, in hindsight, I will never give a man an ultimatum like that again, because you shouldn't have to give a man an ultimatum. Like, if he likes you, he'll do it, you know? But he did it, and he asked me to be his girlfriend, so we made it official that night. It genuinely gets so much fucking worse, because one of the girl's friends sees all of this happening, and thus begins one of the most insane, stalking, cyber harassment incidents of my entire career. This girl's friend proceeded to make 20 plus accounts across TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, where she would just DM me and post the most vile things about my appearance, about me, about our relationship. And this went on after we all went home from the convention. This was going on for like weeks. Back to the original plot of the movie. We say our goodbyes, and of course we're now officially dating and we're long distance. We agree that he is gonna fly out and live with me for a couple months, because I had my own apartment in Utah and he was still living with his parents. But also I was working a full-time job. Like, I couldn't just up and go to London. He was doing social media full-time, so it just made sense. But I kid you not, as we're sitting in the airport waiting for our flights, I'm watching the news and it's like, first confirmed COVID cases in Florida. And within like 2 weeks, the borders were closed. So he was stuck in the UK and I was stuck in Utah, which, looking back, is a fucking blessing in disguise, because Lord knows what would have happened if he did come and live with me for a couple months. We tried to do the long distance thing for a couple months, and within that couple months, he got really into his Twitch streaming. It went from falling asleep on FaceTime every night to having to literally beg him to call me. So I started watching his streams from like a burner account so he wouldn't know I was on there. And he was gaming with this other girl, like full blown on Discord calls with her, and the chat was like shipping them, and like the chat also knew that I was his girlfriend. It was this whole fucking thing. This girl was like an OF model and content creator who like also kind of had her own following, so it was a mess. I finally confronted him about all of it, and he broke up with me over Snapchat message at 4 a.m. I had work at 6. I showed up to work sobbing, and they literally had to send me home early because I could not stop crying. And then we never spoke again. And that was that. Again, this is no hate. This is just one of those hindsight is 2020 type of situations where I like to look back and laugh, and you should laugh with me. Okay, that's all.